bright future. Every student matters.
Hello learners, welcome to your math lesson. In this lesson, we are going to start the chapter of practical geometry. At the end of this class, you will be able to know what is geometry, what are the tools that are used for the construction in practical geometry, and how can we do the construction of circles. So everything that we are going to cover is this. Now moving ahead to learn what do we mean by the word geometry itself. So as you already have idea what geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with the sizes, shapes, positions, angles and dimensions of things, right? So it can be anything, it can be a 2D shape, it can be a 3D shape, and everything that comprises into geometry. If we are trying to construct it ourselves, it is known as the branch of geometry known as practical geometry. Okay, so the practical word itself shows that you are going to practically do that thing, you're going to practically implement that particular thing by yourself. So starting with the tools that are used for the construction, right? So starting with the most basic tool that you all must be carrying with you in your geometry box, it is a ruler. You might also call it a scale, right? A ruler is a straight edge which is sometimes called as a scale. It is marked with the centimeters on one side and inches on the other side. It is used to draw line segments and also to measure them. So probably you must be using rulers very much in order to draw straight lines. This is why we use it. And obviously while you are measuring, while you are drawing these straight lines, you can also use this particular ruler in order to measure those lines, right? You see that there are certain measurements given on the ruler. See the ruler that you are having for yourself. Probably it's a plastic ruler or a wooden one or a steel ruler, right? So when you see these rulers, you see these marks on them that is given in centimeters 0, 1, 2, 3, and you see these small little marks in between. These divisions are in millimeters, and as we already know that in a scale here between 0 to 1 we have got 10 millimeters, right? So this is what we already know. Now what more we know is that in a ruler, what you probably must be having with you, you can see on the other end, there are certain little larger distances that are shown. These distances are in inches. So probably the scale that you are having, it has got two different measurements. One is in centimeters, millimeters, and the other one on the other side is in inches. Now comes the second tool to do the construction. This is a very important instrument that you use. It is called as the compasses, right? The compass has two ends. One is the pointer, this one here, it's the pointer end, and the other is for the pencil. So here you can see this attachment. Here this is the place where you attach the pencil to your compass, right? And you make sure that the tip of your pencil is really sharp and it must be very much aligned to the pointer itself. So the pointer and the pencil tip, they should be exactly sitting, like their end to end should meet each other, right? They need to be of equal length. So when you put them on a paper, both the tip of the pencil and the compass, they should be exactly touching the paper. Okay, now it says that it is used to draw the arcs and circles and also to measure the line segments. So this is all the use that we have for the compasses, right? Moving ahead to the next tool that we have, we call it a divider. What is a divider? It is a pair of pointers. So now we have just seen in compass, there was one end which was having the pointer and the other end that was meant to attach the pencil to it, right? Now this is divider. It has got both the ends with the pointers itself, okay? So we don't have any end which is used to put the pencil in it. No, it is just with the two pointers. I'm sure you must be having this in your geometry box as well, right? So it is used to compare the lengths of the line and arcs. This tool, you probably must be thinking, is not of much use to you, but I can assure you that if you see the people, the architects, the engineers, when they are doing drawings of the big buildings, they need to be very much accurate with the line segments, the blueprint that they make of the buildings. So what they do, they use this kind of dividers, right? So they measure these lines and angles very accurately with the help of this instrument. Okay, this instrument is called as the divider. Moving ahead to the next tool that we have, this particular tool is called the set squares. Okay, so you have got two set squares in your pencil geometry box, I can say. In these two set squares, you will have one set square that measures 45 degrees, 45 degrees and 90 degrees angle. So here you can see this particular angle and this particular angle. These two measure 45 degrees each, and here this one measures 90 degrees. Okay, at the corners, if we join the two same triangular pieces, we get a square. So if imagine you get another such set square and you put them side by one of the longest side attached to each other, you will notice that you have formed a square. Okay, so it is also used to draw parallel and perpendicular lines. So because here this is the 90-degree angle, as you can see. So if you put the set square over a certain line, you will be able to draw the perpendiculars using this. Okay. Now the next set square that you see, as we just said that in one of the set square we have got the angle of 45, 45 and 90. Now this one comes here, it has got angle 30 degrees, 60 degrees. So this one here, the smallest angle is 30 degrees. This one here, you can see it is 60 degrees. And here this one that you see, this one is 90 degrees in measure. Okay, so other having 30, 60 and 90 degree angle at the corners, if we join two same triangles, we will get a rectangle. So if similar kind of a triangle you will put here, you will see that we have formed a rectangle. It is used for drawing parallel lines and perpendicular, right? So simple. Now comes another very important tool for construction. It is called as the protractor. I hope you do remember what protractor is. We have already learned about this when we were learning about angles, right? Now, what do we know about a protractor? It is a semicircular device which is divided into 180-degree parts, right? I hope you do remember. Either you read it from right to left or left to right. Both ways you will see that it starts from 0 and it has got 180 parts, right? Each part representing 1 degree. It starts from 0 degree from the right hand side and ends with 180 on the left hand side and vice versa. So either ways you can see that starting from 0 and ending to 180. It is used to measure and draw angles. This is the most important and the only use of protractor, that we use it to draw the angles. Now, let us start with the construction of the most important shape that we use, that is of circles, the most interesting shape that we know about. Right, so what is a circle? As you have already have good idea about circles. So circle is a round shape in which all the points of its boundary are at the same distance from the center. Right, so here you can see A, this is the center of the circle. We call it center of the circle. That is the, we can also say instead of center, we sometimes call it the origin. Right. So either you call it the center or you can call it the origin of the circle. So here it is marked with point A. Now you can see that AB is the radius. What do you know about radius? There can be n number, there can be infinite number of radius that you can draw in a circle. Why? Because it is just a straight line that joins the center point of the circle to the boundary of the circle. So what you see as the boundary is basically, you can see millions and millions of small dots, we can say, that we have drawn at a distance of whatever the radius is of to make the circle. So it's like we first make the center point. Say I have made the center point A, and at a fixed distance, say 5 centimeter, I am drawing certain points. So I'll keep on making certain points, and everywhere I am making sure that these points are at a distance of 5 centimeter from the center. So wherever I am drawing, it's everywhere 5 centimeter away from the center. Okay, so when I keep on drawing such points, and I will draw infinite number of points, I will end up making a complete image of a circle. So this is what you will observe when you join all these points. Okay, so what do we call about a circle? It is a round shape in which all the points of its boundary, so this is why we have made these points on the boundary, are at an equal distance from the center, right? So I hope you do know this is the circumference or the boundary of the circle, right? Moving ahead, and now let us see how we can construct this particular circle when we are known what the radius is for the circle. Okay, so the radius is known, we are just going to construct the circle here. Now, what is the most important thing, what you need in order to draw a circle is that first you need to know what radius you are using. Either you know the radius or you can assume any radius. Now, the instrument that you are going to use at first is your compass. If you have got your notebooks ready with you, you can also try making a circle with me. Okay, so let us start to draw a circle with a radius of 5 centimeter. It says to draw a circle, we need a compass and a ruler to measure the length. Okay, so the first thing that you will do is you will get the ruler, you will take out the compass, make sure that you attach the pencil to your compass, and the pencil needs to be really sharp. Make sure that the points of the pencil and this pointer, they both are with the exact equal length. So when you keep the compass straight on a paper, they should both meet at the tip of the paper. Okay, it should not be bending on either side. Okay, neither the pencil should be longer on the one end, nor you should see that the pencil is too short compared to the length of the pointer. They should be exactly of the same length. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to take a ruler. As you can see here, a ruler is shown, and what you do, you open the compasses that you have got and you measure the length with the ruler. Like you see in the image, the pointer is kept exactly where you have 0 on marked on the ruler. Okay, where do you keep the pointer? Where you see 0 marked on your ruler. And then how much do you need to open this compass? You need to open this compass whatever the radius is given to you. What is the radius given to you? 5 centimeter. So see here, this particular distance that we have kept in order to open the compass is exactly 5 centimeter. Using the ruler we have measured it. Okay, very important first step to follow. Okay, now let us see what is the second step. In the second step, what we need to do is we need to mark a point O, which we'll use as the center. So here we have marked this point O. This is our center. What will we do now? We will put the pointer of the compass, as you can see here. This is the pointer. We have kept it on this point O. Okay, and without disturbing the compass, without disturbing the opening of this compass, put the pointer at O and rotate your hand such that you will see your pencil will move exactly at a fixed distance from the center point. That is the where you have placed the pointer on the point O, right? So when you will rotate this compass completely, when you will come back to the same place where you started from, you will get this kind of an image. That is the image of the circle. Okay, and the measure of the compass that you have kept open, if we mark it like here we have marked OP. This is the radius, so we can mark it as 5 centimeter because this is the opening of your compass. Okay, and no matter where you measure this, you will always get 5 centimeter anywhere on the circle. That is the distance between the center point and the boundary of the circle. I hope this is clear.